Hey, everybody. Welcome to VaynerX Presents, Marketing for the Now. Gary, how are you doing?
I'm quite well. Andrea, how are you?
I am good. I'm always excited for these episodes, but I think this one is going to be a particularly juicy one. Next, we welcome Ukonwa Ojo, CMO of Prime Video and Amazon Studios. She's responsible for leading global brand and originals marketing. She's held top leadership roles at MAC Cosmetics, Coty, CoverGirl, Unilever, Reckitt Benckiser, General Mills, and Midwest Vaco. And Ojo has been recognized with over 50 awards and honors. Welcome, Ojo.
That was a wild list. That made me feel small. You've been killing it in a lot of buildings.
Whatever. I'm saying you crushed it with will.i.am. I can go home and listen to you guys for 10 more minutes. I'm good. I got my value for the day.
You know, it's funny. First of all, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
And I rarely talk in the green room because I'm like trying to milk every minute. I'm like until that 8, 9, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4 countdown, I don't go. But when I was so glad you were in there because I had to tell you that literally Mrs. Maisel is my favorite show. So like when we were putting this together and I'm like, oh, she's gonna be on. I can't wait to tell her. I got to tell you in the green room, it's the first thing I'm starting with, but really quick, why don't you give everybody a little context, maybe 30 seconds on you and 30 seconds on the role you're holding now and the things you're thinking about, and then I'll set up the question.
Okay, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry, one last point.
Sure.
Team, if we could throw this up, let's keep this conversation going on Twitter because I'm reading that as well. So maybe I can ask Ojo a question for you. Hashtag marketing for the now. Your thoughts or ideas or questions. Maybe the team can throw that up if you guys can build that out, Georgie, but go ahead.
No, I was like, first of all, I'm so glad Maisel is your favorite show because it's my favorite show. So I'm like, we're in good company here. I love Maisel, and it's actually in production right now. So very exciting stuff. So yeah, I head up marketing for Amazon Studios, which is where we develop our originals, as well as Prime Video, which is the streamer and the distributor. So it's kind of cool. I feel like I have 2 marketing jobs. I have one that we talk primarily to creators, and they partner with us to do all our amazing shows. And then obviously the other job is direct to consumers who are watching all the amazing shows that we create as well as we acquire from other folks and we distribute for other folks on our streaming platform. So it's really cool to see the creator side of it and the consumer side of it as well.
What has been the biggest surprise or cool insight to go into a company that is this progressive and doing something within the company that, it's funny, it's a tech company. This is very creative by nature, has some different dynamics. This is brand equity in a lot of ways. I understand those dynamics. What are the challenges, interests? What were you surprised by?
Yeah.
What was exactly the way you thought? Give us a little insight because it is such a special company.
Yeah, no. So one of the things that surprised me about Amazon versus a lot of different companies is that when I saw the leadership principles and the values ahead of time, you think that's just something you read before the interview process, like it's not really a thing. And then you join and you realize no, like it is the thing.
It's religion.
It's religion. Like every decision is made that way. We hire that way. We develop that way. We make investment decisions that way. We acquire content that way. It drives our innovation, our pipeline, like everything. So that for me was like, oh, wow, like being part of an organization that like literally believes every word that it is built on and like everything we do is based off of that. I've really enjoyed that. I've also really enjoyed that there've been more parallels than I expected. Because if you're really passionate about consumers, if you're really passionate about earning attention, you can take that to a lot of different industries. So kind of coming into beauty, coming from beauty, getting people to be excited about your great innovation, like you had to stand out, you had to be really interesting, you had to earn the right for the attention. And it's the same with a show. Like, how do I get you to watch Coming to America? Like a lot of the ways that we're gonna do that over the next week, they're not that different than you would in other industries. I think we maybe lean into it a little bit more in entertainment.
You also have maybe more ammo when you've got Eddie. You got some ammo there to get people excited. I'm so excited to talk to you. I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to do here. So let me stand it up. What are you trying to innovate this year?
Oh my God. So I would say, first of all, is content. Content is where we have to innovate to win.
The shows themselves or the content?
The shows themselves.
What about the content you put out to get people to consider To me, that from afar as a fan, you know, is what I'm obsessed with. The kind of content that gets people to consider.
I know, but that's the thing. That's the whole Amazon thing. The product comes first. Like, we believe that if we make the product amazing, the marketing is so much easier. And so we're sweating like the magic on the content. And we know, as hard as the life is right now, like, people are escaping to us. And so we owe it to them to really give them the respite, to really give them entertainment, because that's what they came to us for. So we sweat the small stuff on all of that, and making sure that we have shows like The Boys, and I was like, I love The Boys, and you're like, I love Maisel. Like that, we have to deliver that first and foremost. And then the second is, yes, in the marketing, from a marketing point of view.
Can I ask you a question on that? I'm sorry to interrupt. Is that decision-making on programming still internally based on talented humans making subjective calls to the best of their ability and their careers? Or given that you are who you are versus, let's say, the way I would think about it historically, that ABC, CBS would do it when I grew up, is there some real heavy math overlays to lead you into a direction of decision?
Yeah, we do both. We believe in the math and the magic. So we leverage AI, we leverage, traditional research methods, and then we leverage our intuition. And we're like, does this make me feel something? Like, what does it make me feel? Am I laughing, crying, angry? If it doesn't make me feel something, then I don't believe that other people will too. And we don't discount that and our emotions. And if we don't feel the magic, we won't let it out the door.
On magic and math, any specific that you can share around innovating in either department?
I would say we're innovating on both. We're innovating because we want to make sure that we're investing. Amazon really cares about the math. And so as I think of exposing other humans to the content that we're making, we're going to make efficient investments. We're going to make sure that we're getting the right return for our dollars. And we're very fortunate, actually, that we have the Amazon platform, Amazon.com, and we have Twitch, and we have a lot of different platforms that we can leverage. And we have our internal data that shows how efficient they are to reach, people all over the world. So that's great. But then on the second side, because we are entertainment, you don't get to succeed in entertainment without earning attention, either from the content itself or how you market. So if you think of the way that we marketed, Borat, where we had, Borat like floating across the Thames in London, and a lot of people really captured that, or him doing, a lot of interesting Twitch collaborations with influencers and things like that. Like, there are a lot of different ways that we have to earn the right for the consumers to engage with us and make them laugh and make them cry and make them feel something. But at the end of the day, it's Amazon, and it has to work, and it has to impact the business for us to sustainably do it long term.
As a human who I respect quite a bit from afar, what innovation has hit you, the human? Have you seen any innovation last 6 to 12 months that you're like, man, that was so awesome, no friction, or I cannot believe the packaging that this was delivered in, or anything random in any shape or form of your life or your family's life, or through the eyes, because you are who you are, probably amongst your friends and families? Have you heard of a story where somebody was hit with some innovation during this last year that they couldn't believe in? You were like, mom or cousin or friend, how did you not know that? Anything around that innovation, since we have 1 minute?
Yeah, it's great. I would say the innovation that I am absolutely loving right now, and I feel like is desperate for my life, is food delivery. One of these, for some reason, it never crossed my mind to order breakfast at home.
And now
I'm like, I feel like I get room service breakfast anytime I want. And I am like, that's such a great.
Were you at home for breakfast in the past? So you would do like a shotgun breakfast and go to the office? You wouldn't do it in the office?
Well, I'm talking like weekends, because I always assume
got
it's
it.
like check into a hotel, and after you've had a really hard week, like on a Saturday morning, it's become part of my ritual.
Good for you.
Order breakfast, and I just never did that in the past. And so to know that I can do that, and like minutes later, like I have my omelet and my coffee, I don't have to leave my bed. Like, it's pretty amazing. So yes, I know that's pretty trivial, but that's one that I just discovered during the pandemic, and it's literally changed my life. I'm obsessed.
I know how busy you are. These 10 minutes meant a lot to us. Thank you.
This was fun. Thank you.